डांसिंग विद डेटा क्योंकि डेटा ही data है. So welcome everyone. So what I for you today? Last time we were talking about the new series that I created at my YouTube description channel. So if you see, we have the Tableau performance series, and we were talking about Tableau performance, and I have 4 videos over there. So do bookmark this very particular link, which would be useful for you. And today we are going to upload the 5th video, which has not been uploaded yet, but I will. And what's that? So what I have for you today? So let's get started. And if I go back to my slides, we are going to talk about calculations versus native features. That means you need not to create any calculation if you already have the native features. Sometimes you are creating calculation for grouping or creating bins, truncating dates to a different granularity, or creating a set of values that is concatenation of two different dimensions. You need not to do all these stuff because it's inbuilt or it's a native feature of the Tableau. So let's get started. Let's get started with the first one. We will learn to, you must be knowing the grouping dimensions. So in which cases we are just knowingly or unknowingly making use of the calculation for grouping. So let me give you an example. Okay, let me give calculation group. For example, here you can see the simple example where we have sample superstore cities, and I just want to group Indian cities. So where like Ahmedabad, Bangalore, or Delhi, I just want to group, and I've created one stupid calculation, which is if city is equal to Ahmedabad or city is equal to Bangalore city. You need not to do this because you already have this native feature of grouping, and you can display the same thing with the help of that as well. That means I can go to the city and I can say create a group, and after that I can say Ahmedabad, I can create a group, and after that I can keep on adding Indian cities over there. So I need not to do the calculation, that is not needed here. I can add Bangalore, add to that very particular Indian cities. So likewise I can do. So I have already created this group, and I have if I just drag it over there, so if I say all the members, this is giving me exactly the same result as I have with the Calci group. But this is native, so it will give me better performance. Point number 2, grouping measurement values together into ranged band. So you might have used this histogram, and if I just want to talk about a little bit about histogram, it is similar to bar chart, but a histogram groups numbers into ranges. For example, here you can see how many trees are falling into the range when it comes to height, like 40. Here if you see over there, it's I think 40, 50, then 60, 70 and 80. 40 to 50 they are less. Maximum range is coming under 100 to 110, right? So you have maximum number of trees under this range. Similarly, if you go back to the sample superstore, you can see we have created a simple example for you, with the help of which you will be able to understand this. So if you see, I'm talking about native bin and the custom bin. For the custom bin, what I'm doing, I have profit. I just want to see the transactions, like how many transactions are in the range. So I have my bin is like 2000. Here you see only 2 bars over there because I have not extended this to n number of bins. So I'm showing you only two element, only two discrete bins over there. One is like minus, so I can show you the calculation actually. So if I just go and I say custom bin, I go to the custom bin and I say, okay, if profit is greater than this thing, then this one. If profit like minus 18k and this is one range, this is another one. So basically, this you can say that it's like range between minus 18k and minus 16k. Here it is minus 16k, minus 14k. That's what you see over there. So there are two elements between this range of profit and this. I can keep going on till whatever range is there, to the maximum point. But I'm just want to show you the example, so I have only two values over there, two ranges over there. So we can achieve this with the native bin, where you don't have to do anything, but you have to just go to that very particular measure, say profit in this case, and create that custom bin here like this. And the range is 2000. So I already have this. So this is the way you create that. It will also suggest size on its own, and there is a log formula. I will not get into that. After that, I'll just drag it over there, and you can see the result is same. So I'm going to use what? I'm going to use the native feature. That's it. The third one is truncating dates to a coarser granularity, example month or week. Consider using custom date fields. So there is an option to create custom date, which is very simple. I can show you that the native dates and the custom date. You don't have to do anything. For example, in this case as well, earlier it was like order date, and if I can just drag it back over there, and after that I want this to be like this. I need not to create an additional calculation for 1 Jan 2010 and all. I can show you. This is the format that I need to have, and I can just say custom dates, and there are different dates over there. I can just directly go and create that very particular format for you. Make use of custom dates instead of writing separate calculation for the same. And if I go to the next one, create set of values, that is concatenation of two different dimensions. Sometimes there are cities name and postal code, and you want to combine both the fields to create one single field. And for that also sometimes we are making use of calculation that is not needed actually. For example, in this case I want the final output like city plus postal code, and if I just drag it back, yeah, city and postal code, that is the this is the combined field actually, but I've created a calculation as well for the same, this one. So what I'm doing over there, I'm concatenating two different fields, city and postal code. This is the delimiter in between, right? So that is going to separate the two different fields. I can do the same with the combined field. I need not to write this calculation. I can show you how. So what you have to do is you have to just click on city, and after that I can also click on what? Postal code over there. So when you're doing this, I think you will have to uh, sorry, in this kit I'm using Mac. So in your case, if you're using Windows machine, you'll have to click on something else. So I'm using command option over there, and I can create a combined field. So that is the combination of city and postal code. But what about the delimiter in between? Instead of dash, comma, or full stop, whatever, I can go and edit combined field, and I can put it from my side. I can say this one, I can say whatever I want, right? Whatever I want. I already have that field with me, and I have just dragged it over there. So I have the same result. So actually I created the calculation as well over there. If you see, we started with that only, city plus postal code. If you see this one, postal code plus city, so it's already over there. I need not to write this calculation. So last but not the least, fourth, that one's third, okay, command field. The last one, the changing the displayed values for dimension members. Remember the displaying dates I've already covered. Changing the displayed values for dimension. Sometimes we need to display something else for a city, for a customer name, and we again go and write a calculation for the same. Again, we need not to do that. Alias. For example, this is a original name, and I want this name. So what I'm doing over there is I'm writing the customer, which I need not to write. Like for example, Adam Garner. If then I'm making that Adam Gardner. I don't even know if that Gardner makes sense, but I've just changed the name. I want that name. So either you go with this calculation, which you should not because it's just an alias, or I will just keep the same customer name field, and I can just go and I say edit alias, and instead of Gardner I say Gardner. That's it. No need of any calculation. and you can improve your performance of your data set. And you won't see any difference when if you're using sample superstore. When you are making use of huge data set, then you'll get to know the difference, and then you will thank me. So this is Ritesh signing off from Dancing with Data, क्योंकि डेटा ही दाता है, क्या तुमको सब कुछ आता है.